Acer Predator, Logitech G, and Mineski Event Team.
Welcome back to ESL One Genting 2018. Day number 2 here as we sort the men from the boys. In the group stages, some spectacular games to come ahead of us, of course. The playoffs to look forward to. 6 teams are going to make their way through to the Arena of Stars and battle it out as part of a massive prize fund. It almost feels like a major in every way, shape or form, other than it's not called a major for some reason. Boo. However, 16 teams started this tournament. We've already lost a few of those teams along the way. We're going to lose one more very shortly as well, but not for a while. We're still working our way through the group stages, and right now we're focused on Na'Vi versus Liquid. Liquid taking game 1 after a very dominant last 5 minutes or so, but up to that point there was hope for the Na'Vi fans. They played very well. Let's take a look ahead to game number 2. The draft is just around the corner, and Fogged and Gods are back at the desk once more. Gods, we'll start with you. What do Na'Vi have to do if they want to get back into this game?
Play some Na'Vi Dota.
CIS Dota.
Yeah, not look
fast.
CIS Dota.
Right,
fast pace. Don't look too much at the team across the other side of the map from you. Just focus on what you can do in the early game and just try and be as dominant as possible.
Do you wish there was an option in Dota 2 where you could actually blank out the names of the other players?
It would probably put you at a deficit, with the draft, not knowing which players.
So when you're running around, you don't see any names. You just see
the hero names.
You can do that.
Yeah, you can go.
You can.
I wonder if any pro players do that.
I think a lot of people do play with hero names, right?
Do they?
I'm
not sure.
I don't know if everyone plays with player names. I don't know. I know it's different because I see a lot of players.
I'd love to find out from pros if they do that on purpose because they don't want to get mind gamed or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking I think it's just preference, dude. Yeah. You just get used to it. Like if you have like the mini-map one, right? Some people really like seeing where people are facing because of the turning arrows, or they have the icon.
Right.
Player to player.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get into our draft, and we're one on the way. It's a first pick, Tusk for Na'Vi.
We got a side switch, though.
Yeah.
Tusk is...
Yeah, I've got a side switch.
I think Tusk for me is like the 4th position here right now. Yeah. Just so incredibly strong. Best level 2 roamer with all the venom. You've such highest kill potential in the game for a 4th position roamer, and then mid-late game has great late-game itemization with blink daggers. We've seen Aeon Disc. We've seen all kinds of, like Spirit Vessel, of course, another great item, and also just has great late-game impact with Snowball. The save potential.
And you need this hero in your 4. If you're a 4, you need to have this hero in your pool, don't you?
Oh,
right
yeah.
Now, yeah.
I mean, honestly, he's one of the more natural, easy ones.
Don't play Tusk.
No, there's definitely not. Yeah. Especially not at this
Pretty much everyone plays it, but then you see some people who are really good on the hero.
It's like a next level, like a crit
on AG, I think Fade on VGJ plays a really good Tusk. These players do
DJ.
So much. Yeah, they do so much more
favorite.
with the Snowball, like the saves. They always find these camps you don't see for Snowball saves, and just use the ice shots that much better. So,
all right, look at this. Good opener.
Spirit AA.
I think it's very much Liquid's like, let's just do different opener every game. Keep our opponents guessing. They're expecting to go deep in this tournament, and they want to make sure that they're in a position where they're not overly relying on like 2 heroes as their opening picks.
That's a good point. Yeah, they are looking at a longer game. I guess in some ways that gives Na'Vi a slight advantage because they don't necessarily have to look long term. They just need to build the best draft to win this game.
Sure, that's definitely the focus now. I think more so for Na'Vi.
Definitely makes it scary though, because then you're like, what the hell can these guys pick? Like,
well, don't you have to just put that out of your mind at this point now? You know that. You go, well, they can pretty much play anything.
That is very true.
I wonder if we go to the Ench again. Nox was telling us that was the first time Sneako's actually played Enchantress.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Sneako play, but there's nothing in the records at all.
It's most, as far as I see, it's Roger in general. Like, usually it's Roger playing that, and he kind of sacks himself in Sneako, or Sneako sacks himself, and then they farm the Enchantress more on Roger. Na'Vi taking
Rubik.
The early Rubik. Very good no-field game.
I just want to give this to you, because I know Gods is a bit of a studier of the draft, and he likes the old, the technical parts of this. Why, Gods, would you decide at this point, when you can see that they've definitely picked 2 supports on the other side, why would you pick yours? When you don't need to. You can leave it to 5 and not even care about it.
Well, the idea is you don't want to pick your cores and have them be counter-picked.
Right.
Exactly.
The pro of picking a core in the second, I think often you do see second pick core here because then you have 2 bans protected.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the pro there. But they're opting to take the approach where leave your opponents guessing. A Rubik isn't as telling as if you pick a Dragon Knight, a Razor, a Tiny, whatever it may be. Yep.
Yeah, and I think Rubik's like one of those heroes that's just like, okay, it's a Rubik. It's a, there you go. It just is what it is. You know, it's a lift. It's got a good nukes.
Do you
spells
feel,
or stills, whatever.
Do you feel picking a Rubik early sometimes gives the other team kind of like, we were going to pick this and now we don't really want to because we're not going to risk losing that spell. Do you feel like teams do that?
For some teams, yeah. For Liquid, I would say no.
No.
But no, I mean, no field's great this game. There's already all magic damage coming out from Liquid, and he can use it defensively. It can be really nice with the Tusk saves as well.
Come on then, Kuro. Give them something they can steal. Bait them.
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams are like, oh, there's a Rubik, we don't care. We're still going to pick Tide. We're still going to pick Enigma. If that's the hero that counters the opponent, we're going to play it. Yeah.
Sometimes it's that like overkill, right? You see both. It's like Tide, Enigma, and you're Rubik, and you're like, oh god, there's too many good spells. There's too much.
Yeah, I mean, you can do Overload. I've seen that before. I always think the Enigma one is the worst one in many ways for me, because I think as an Enigma you kind of play with a wariness. Where the bloody hell is that Rubik? I want to cast it now. It's a really good type, but I don't want to do it just in case. It's horrible to play like that.
Once you get your Lincolns, you feel a bit safer, but until that point, you're just like,
They banned the DK themselves and
gone back for the Viper.
Okay.
There it is.
It's a trap.
There it is. It's a trap.
But now they do have lots of magic damage, and now they have the magic amplification from that Viper.
And magic amp from AA as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice.
There's a lot of slow with this AA Viper. Earth Spirit, I mean, you've got somewhat of a slow too.
I've seen Liquid do this in the past too. You know, we just saw them do the 4-man rotation mid last game. This is one that they actually have done before, where they do AA Earth Spirit, sit behind the Viper right away. They all get the AA buff, and then he rolls in and they kill the level 1 mid. So I've seen them do that in the past.
I wonder how much Na'Vi are like, let's get a mid that has some kind of escape. Whether it's like a Quap type hero or something similar. Shadowfiend, no escape. They're going for the exact same matchup. Honestly, the Viper got crushed last game. Yeah,
they did great in the mid lane.
It wasn't that bad for Na'Vi last time. As you said, it was 20 minutes, pretty even. Probably should have been a bit more ahead, but admittedly, it was okay.
In the past, Viper was kind of somewhat of SF counter, but I don't think that's the case as much anymore with the way Viper's skills have been reworked a bit.
We haven't mentioned him, but Havost is just out of shot right now, but also part of this legendary set of players, along with Kuro and Dendi and all the players that go back in time to times of winning, is there as the coach.
Yeah, we got the chance to talk to him a bunch when we were doing like Dream League. It was fun just hearing him. He's just like, I love these guys. They're all my like best friends. Like, I'm so happy. And he doesn't look very happy.
Yeah, he doesn't look very happy right now, but then he's focused on the draft, I guess, so we'll let him off. No, he's a lovely guy. Really lovely guy.
Always
I think
positive.
Probably one of my favourite people when I first came in. Just for his friendliness and his openness, and when you get to know him as well, he's quite the joker.
Yeah, that is definitely that's the best word I'd use to describe him.
This man, he's picked up a number of awards again in 2017. I don't feel like he necessarily played as well last year, or as spectacularly, should I say, last year as he did the previous year.
I think so. The Liquid Miracle wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think he was as dynamic as the OG Miracle somehow.
I think
maybe because they were doing
OG's
the 4 Protect 1 and it was more around him, and in Liquid he's played more of a team role, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's still a monster.
I think he's still world class. Absolutely,
monster.
no doubt about it. I just feel like, from a spectacular view, I really enjoyed watching him when he was on the OG. I genuinely just go, what's he going to play next, and how is he going to play it? Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
It was let's play around this guy and make him
for sure
the star, whereas Liquid, it's like, let's kind of be flexible. There's games where Matu's been the player they played around.
I mean, they've even made him play, well, not made him, but he's even played support on this team. When they've actually switched things completely inside the team in one map.
He's played like Sand King, Lion, Slardar.
Yeah. I mean, that shows a different side to his game. And that is not many players that can do that.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about him, is he just seems to be this kind of prodigy where he can play and be put on any hero for the first time and it will not phase him, and he'll have a higher impact on the hero than the specialist of that hero. interesting kind of fourth pick. So LC kind of didn't like stand out as like, oh yeah, this is a great LC game or anything.
I mean, you mentioned it in the first game. You were sort of like playing around with the idea that maybe it could be used.
I know Mind Control does like the hero, and I think they want these like pushing these heroes that can push the lanes out really heavily. Viper with the Nether Toxic can push the lane out, and then Legion Commander with that one. Because Earth Spirit and AA, these heroes do not push lanes out. They're just the strictly team fighters. So they wanted their offlaner to take that creep equilibrium advantage there. And
the second part I think the LC is good with is you've got a partner for the AA to set up the Ice Blast. So you've got this really good... the second step to pushing out your lanes is you're going to find a lot of pick-off opportunities because you force your opponents to come back, defend the lanes. They're split up. You have one hero pushing out top, another pushing out bottom. That's when LC can shine. He finds someone by themselves, get a dual Ice Blast to finish him off.
Yeah, definitely. So Nature's Prophet pick. I haven't seen that hero.
I haven't seen any.
I have not seen that hero in a while.
Not at least on the streams on the matches we've covered here.
Safe lane, off lane.
I feel like I would guess it's general. I'd have to assume it's general.
Let's have a look and see. Yeah, it's not in any of their most played top 8s.
I actually haven't seen any. I've only seen pub people playing like Monkeys Forever and stuff, and he goes like Meteor Hammer. I haven't actually seen Nature's Prophet too much. Like,
yeah. Drow ban, I guess, makes sense. Drow Strike
just in case. Yeah, they do like those.
Navi have very little like burst damage here. Chaos.
Okay.
CK fits this.
An old crystallized special, right? He used to play that one a lot.
Oh yeah. So Liquid need a good laning hero that works. Did they ban Sven or did they ban PL? Sven is good against Prophet and CK.
I think, that's what I was thinking too.
If you think you can get away with the greed of a Sven.
But Miracle's already played it at this tournament, so he's going to play it here. Play it twice already.
Oh, he's not about that.
He's not about playing the same hero.
Yeah, the other hero is like Gyro, and he's also already played that now.
Give me an Invoker.
Terrorblade.
New hero. New hero. Oh.
Alright.
Terrorblade.
Terrorblade Viper.
This hero's been banned a lot in this tournament.
My goodness.
It's definitely feeling like one of the best carries right now. And this isn't even like the perfect Terrorblade game. It's pretty good against like with Reflection against Shadow Fiend and CK, but not like amazing by any means.
He's good. It works on the Phantasm too. So you do get those illusions killing each other, and it's one of the better core heroes versus SF in the later stages. And I feel like that's what they want. Why they picked the Viper Legion to me, right? They want to be able to nuke the lanes out, take it to the later stages, and then have this hard Miracle carry that can just take it away.
He does have high armor, but I still feel like he's a safe laner that can get bullied by Nature's Prophet, though. Potentially.
Okay. Time to make some choices.
I'm gonna go with Terrorblade.
Let me just think. You haven't played for Liquid, have you?
No, I haven't.
You have played for Na'Vi, though?
I have played for Na'Vi.
Yeah, so you're going with...
Liquid.
Unbelievable.
I've not played with Liquid or Na'Vi, Paul. I'm a few rungs down the totem pole.
I mean, similar. I get it. Yep, no problem. We can claim ourselves as former Liquid players back in the day on StarCraft or something, but that'd be fine. Thank you very much, gents. We'll come back and get more, of course, at the end of this game. Liquid need just one game, and they're through and guarantee themselves a place in the playoffs. Or can Na'Vi step up? Let's find out as we head into game number 2.
Our panel has full support for Liquid's draft here, but Blitz is Na'Vi's #1 fanboy. Surely you've got Na'Vi's back here.
I don't.
You don't?
I think it's way too good of a TV game.
What about it makes it a good Terrorblade game?
I think TV is like one of the hardest counters in the game to Shadow Fiend.
Okay.
I think that's...
Talking Reflection and such.
Reflection, like, bodies SF. You get the aura.
Yeah.
He can't go high ground against you.
Yeah.
Sunder always owns you. I don't know, it's just annoying. Like, there's a weird curve out point, you know?
Oh, we're going to have smoke on smoke action. We already have the Metamorphosis being used, so if Na'Vi can actually get out of here, maybe that's okay.
That is... Is that like
get the deny. Get those souls.
That's such a cool TB...
Skin?
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, yeah, it's just pretty much all black.
Yeah, that looks so cool. What? Is that like special? Can I get that? Can anyone get that? Oh, thank you for this.
Now you know.
Okay. That's awesome.
It has to do with the gems that you put in.
I see. The gems look... that looks sick.
Yeah. Ships in the night, prismatic gem.
All black everything. That's awesome. Okay, so anyways, enough about the TB skin, but we should actually talk about the TB hero. Yeah, I think it matches up well against all of Navi's heroes. They have decent control. It's like not ideal. It depends on how fast this CK gets like Blink Dagger, for example.
Yeah. Okay, that was my next point. It's like, what about Chaos Knight though? Because this guy can get in with a Blink Dagger and just blow up a Terrorblade. He won't even have the opportunity for a
He's got to kill him real fast. Okay, they got Viper again. Matu.
Yeah.
The funny thing is like, if you've seen Liquid run Viper, they run at the same time every time. It's like a catch-22. It's either you kill Matu or you don't, and he doesn't really care, and Matu turns into a court. It's so weird. I don't know how you're supposed to deal with that. Remember when EG was just like owning everything, and there was that arrow where it's like, okay, if you kill Sumail, Universe will prosper.
Yeah.
And if you kill Universe, well, then Sumail gets a one-on-one, and you're gonna lose anyways. It kind of feels like that to me. And when a team has that sort of aura, that's when you know they're feared, because you killed the enemy mid hero like 7 times in a row. You do that with a lot of other teams, and the game's just over, right?
Yep. Not that game.
That game wasn't even very close. No. Like I know it looked close for a bit, but it really was not that close at all.
You're just really all in on Mind Control Miracle, and that's easily enough.
Yeah.
Seen those guys carry plenty of games. They are having a similar dual lane situation. We're going to have the SF Tusk against the Viper. He's got the Earthspear backing him up, and he actually has Ancient Apparition. Crow's been sitting there for a very long time behind the tower because he can't really do anything about this Furion lane. Right?
Sure he can, man. He can give himself icy fingers and fight Treants. It's so silly that Treants are stronger than
heroes.
Like, yes. Your support hero, you know? You're walking around, you're large as life, and this one Treant boy just right-clicks you down. Okay, no. You know what the worst meta was? The Forge Spirit.
Yes.
The God Spirit. Where it's like
it's like super tanky, does tons of damage. Matumba Man's in it. He's just fighting all of them. Whoa, GH, a long roll-in is going to be able to get the stun boulder, but without landing the actual roll-in is going to be a problem. Roger actually gets a really good body block. Now, GH is going to be the one tanking the tower, allowing Matumba Man to get out alive.
They might get both.
Or is he? The toss back. Beautiful setup there from Sineko. Can't believe he got back in time. And,
okay. He's just
I can't believe he walked away from that. I would have dove for that, but he apparently knew the poison was going to be enough.
That was the confidence. He did the math as Miracle in this one-on-one against the Nature's Prophet, who is having a very decent time right now. 8 CS. Miracle is doing a little bit better, but that's to be expected. Like, Terrorblade with the Quelling Blade isn't going to struggle too hard.
They're going to try and catch General here with the Metamorphosis. Unfortunately, another roll-in misses from GH. General's just going to go for the TP out. They do have the kick, though, to stop him, so that should be a pretty easy kill.
Yeah. He was saving the kick for the TP, which is why that kill looked a little bit harder than it should have, but they managed to get it nice and clear anyways.
And it seems like Legion Commander is faring pretty well against this Rubik Chaos Knight lane, despite the multiple disables and high damage. Mind Control is just tanky enough. We're going to see him do the same thing here, looks like, with the 9 magic stick charges he had.
That is... So you play CK, right? And when you can't die a CK, that's... Oh, you feel so amazing. Because he's one of the tankiest offlaners, right? And you can trade very nicely with supports. And then that's when you become a beast. When you get this like situation 1-on-2 where you just can't die.
Yeah. But when you can't kill, I think offlaners, it also feels pretty bad as a Chaos Knight. Fortunately, they do get that kill. Crystallize managed to finally finish up Mind Control. Yes.
Is that even a death you feel that bad about?
Yeah, no, you don't feel bad about this at all. If it's Mind Control, you're going to go back in and own the lane now.
Yeah. The Rubik is now out of mana. And I know Sineko, man. He doesn't want to be a safe lane support. No. Like his true roots are, he wants to
I still remember the Winter Wyvern sitting in the mid lane going for courier snipes. Yeah. That's the Sineko that I always think of.
Dude.
That guy's not just hanging out, making sure you get a good game. Oh, nice kick down to the river. If they can get the proper slows, Roger is unable to get a good enough ice shards to block Matumba out to prevent him from slowing down Dendi again. So this is a problem. Maybe General can actually be the saving grace. Dendi's still going to go down, but GH does have a whole army of Treants running at him. They're actually turning. Ooh, Mind Control, the top lane is getting quite low. But they're still going to fight this out, trying to chase down General. Kuro is dropping lower and lower up against the Treants. General is finally able to get that kill with the Ice Blast, slowly locking him down. They should be able to get a turnaround. Matumba Man actually leaving him here. here trying to get the kill. What's happening? He just left it for the poison to finish him up, but he didn't do the math. Matumba Man, you're not Kuro. You failed math class, son. What are you thinking? He's trying to get this kill on Roger, but he may not even get that much. Blocked out by the Treants. Manning fighting against Dendy. Matumba Man.
Oh, if they all die for this.
Oh no, General. Okay, they are going to be able to get General. GH was able to get the roll in. Matumba Man, he's trying to fight it. Dendy does it. Man, just good turnaround kill onto Viper. Whew, okay. It's not all doom and gloom for Liquid.
I feel as though a lot of that could have been avoided if
if Matumba Man just right-clicks one more time.
That's why you double tap, man. You never just leave it to chance. You always double tap. Assure your kill.
Did Mind Control die? He did, right? Pretty sure he died.
Mind Control? We'll see in a second. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay, though.
So at least they got that.
I was unconcerned with that. I was more interested in what...
I mean, I was more thinking from Navi's perspective, because they lost 2 cores, and if they didn't get that Mind Control kill, then they're going to be pretty happy all around.
Yeah, oh, and they're actually going Miracle.
Miracle. Now, he does have a level of Sunder. He was holding on to his skill. He can turn this around, but can he actually get a kill or anything off of this? The roll it straight through to 2 heroes. Managed to nail Seneko, but it's still not enough. But maybe he can slow down and help Miracle escape, costing GH his own life. Goes for the TP out, but with the vision of Treants, General is able to lay claim to that kill. Double damage plus the double raise. A double kill for General.
They learned. They said, last game, you will send your cores. Like, we'll show you what 4-man Dota is. And I love this, the fact that they're playing like this, because they're reading it from game to game. They're taking it to another level because they understood, like, in last game, maybe we played a little bit too selfishly.
Yeah.
This game, we will be the ones to force the rotations. And that's how you force Liquid out of their comfort zone and how you consistently put them on their back feet by kind of turning things around on them there. Like, Liquid, if you let them develop this rhythm and they're the ones setting the pace of the game, very dangerous. Because Navi, in that regard, is very similar. But this time around, they bring 4 heroes. Like it a lot.
Awkward gank here, but they're going to try for it on Crystallize. Very tanky hero. The TP rotations are coming in, and Phantasm does manage to take off that cold feet. The Snowball there's be able to pick him up, save Crystallize a little bit longer, help him be able to get the Dominant toggles. Unfortunately, still going to die to Kuro. A trade-off 1-for-1 of these supports, but now Seneko's here as well. They're going to be able to grab that Ancient Apparition, forcing out the TP. Kuro, good play though, is going to be able to survive as a result. Miracle. Oh, he's got 2 different Shadow Raises on him. If Dendy can get this final one, yeah, he's got the movement speed advantage, and he's got General TPing in just to help him out. There it is, the final raise from Dendy.
And he doesn't expect that, and Dendy's playing this very well right now because Dendy understands, like, I have to be the one to rotate over. He's playing the same role that, ironically, Miracle was in the last game, where he's the core that's setting the pace every time.
Do you think this is why they picked Furion?
Yeah.
To have a core that can just always out-rotate the enemy?
Yeah, so you can continue to fight. And the cool thing here is that what they learned from as well, on top of the rotation game, is that they understand this Viper is not that important to Liquid's plans.
Right.
Very nice ulti by General to finish that one off. They left this Viper alone this time.
Yeah.
They said, we're not going to kill you. That's fine. We understand that you're like a red herring. You're not actually the true 1 position or 2 position like normal teams have it. So they're placing a lot more importance on the offlaner.
Oh, don't die again, GH. But not back to back. The Snowball's coming in. He should be dying here. Demand kick, trying to get the roll out. Unfortunately, going to be blocked by Roger. Good positioning there. 4 heroes on top of the tower, too.
Doesn't have Treants, though.
Oh, you're right. So they can't immediately take this tower, but they can still get some good damage with their...
They should commit for this. Who cares about the farm right now? And I feel like in the last game, they were a little bit too obsessed with making sure that somebody was in the lane every time.
Yeah.
It's okay. Commit. Commit to something. And Navi's doing that this game.
Matumba Man, in turn, tried to put pressure on mid. Only forced a couple of rotations. In the end, Crystallize in general will still take that off-lane tier 1 tower. And that's not the same off-lane tower that we used to talk about. Usually it was off-lane towers were the gimme. You always lost those, but now it feels like the off-lane towers are much more important to map control.
Yes, those are very, very important, because then you don't get to play into the enemy jungle as easily, because you don't have the threat of making your own rotations. But
also easier to be able to rotate into the enemy's off-lane jungle as well.
Despite all that, though, Na'Vi are only ahead by 2,000 gold. It's not an overwhelming lead whatsoever. As Miracle now just going to hit Ancients, does not want to be in the safe lane anymore. And very good of Na'Vi to force him out of that area and make him uncomfortable. But, of course, like, this is still Team Liquid. They have that, like, all these teams, the top 3 teams, I think VP, I almost said EG, but...
Team Secret.
Secret and Liquid. they've got this like Patriots like aura, you know, where you have to play for the win at all times. You never feel very comfortable, regardless of what your leads are against them.
And I would say a similar trend is that they are very versatile in what they're able to do with their cores. I mean, BP, obviously the whole summit play where they had all those different heroes picked, but like all three of their cores, all three of those teams feels to me like
they're committing hard for this. There's no counter rotation from Liquid.
He does have a Sunder. They do have mind control here as well. He can actually take off the stun if possible, get up the Sunder down. Miracle turning, does manage to get the Sunder off into the duel, so they can get an easy win-win for mind control. A big nuke hits Sineko. They can actually catch any other heroes, but with the drums, Na'Vi should be able to make a somewhat clean escape, but a heavy commitment.
Oh, Sineko still Sunder, I think.
Nice steal.
Very cute. Do you remember Starladder?
Yes.
The jabs. It was jabs.
Yeah.
When he blinked into the Roche pit.
Sick play.
Oh.
It was so good.
God, I love Rubik as a hero. I hope he never goes away.
Yeah. They gonna try. Go for mind control. We've seen this number of times here. With a roll in and snowball, that should easily be enough, Roger.
Okay, here's what they do.
Level 6.
You go hit Ancients a bunch with this Rubik.
Yep,
get low, smoke up immediately.
Yep.
And go kill this Viper mid.
I mean, that was an old school Terrorblade strategy, right? Shadowblade, go into Roshan pit, get down to 10%, Shadowblade out.
Oh, mistimed that a little. Dude, Sineko.
It was Shadowblade Dagon.
Yeah.
So you could get the finishing blow.
Fulfill your destiny. Show Roger. Show Na'Vi they made a mistake picking up Roger. You were the 4 that they needed all along.
Smoke up GH. Could be popped here. Mind control, making sure that tower is not going to go down without a fight. Always positioning himself in front of these pushes.
Actually, I bet I know what he's going to do. He's going to use it defensively.
Does save someone, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to try and bait someone?
Yeah.
Well, he's just running in. Telekinesis. Mind control's like, oh, you want to fight? We can fight. I'll go ahead and duel you. We can really have a man fight here. He's easily going to lose his life. But they managed to get the Euro Spirit on the same side. So
that was so weird.
That was really weird.
Not a part of those plans.
Sineko, yeah. Na'Vi had an entirely different idea of what to do about Dota here. And unfortunately, Roger has the wrong idea. Oh, yeah, okay.
You were not in the future. Like, that was so weird. Like, he was like, guys, I'm going to do this, like, 6 underplay. They're like, wait, what?
But they're both full HP.
It's like, yeah, we're killing this guy instead. And he's just like, oh, okay. That's cool.
Don't worry, guys, I'll distract them.
Didn't want to live anyways. But all the meanwhile, Miracle just pushes out that top wave. We'll drag the creeps.
So is he jungling and then you just cut the creep wave or something?
Yeah.
He's just playing it safe.
And that's the entire point of TV, right? Is that you can shove out these side waves without ever having to be there, which is why we see like the advent of heroes like Tinker,
yeah,
to deal with that. Tinker, what other heroes are good with it? Like Arc Warden. You don't see it very often, but
yeah,
it's not bad.
Deep roll in. Immediate snowball though, preventing the stun, preventing the silence from GH. They're going to be able to get a really good ice shards in. Here comes the ice blast, so they do have to play a little bit back. Dendy trying to dodge as much as he can, turns around, gets the kill, backs up a little bit further, but the rest of his team is here. They're able to swarm with Tubba Man, and now catches Curl on the other side of the river as well, pulls him back in, and they go straight for Roshan.
Yep. Go Rosh right now.
This is a great situation for Na'Vi.
Not just Liquid, though, you want to fight this. They know if their mid isn't being taken by the way cap.
Mind control, big time nuke.
Yeah. So the reason why, like, even if you don't have vision there, you know for a fact that they're doing it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't go. It's either there's 2 plays in that situation. You either take mid, or you go for the Roshan.
Yeah.
And they evacuated from mid. So where could they possibly be? Like, Na'Vi's not silly. They're not just going to split up and farm. They're going to use the time where they were 5-man to go for this. And now Liquid should know about the smoke because they fired into the pit. Yeah. They didn't find anything. There's no Roche.
Yeah, but it's a little bit too late. Miracle's going to be caught here. Crystallize only 2 seconds stun, so they need another stun to be able to combo up here. Miracle can't be allowed to get off the Sunder. He gets it off, tries to get off the Shrine, but fortunately Dendy just does way too much damage. And as a result, they do lose their Rubik now. They're still trying to catch extra heroes. Shards. Good play from Roger, man. These shards are so on point.
Yeah. Really, really like the fact, though, that Na'Vi is consistently committing to these 5-mans now. in the last game, it felt like they were just getting picked off in the mid game.
Yeah.
And they were never able to utilize those heroes, and that's a really crappy way to just lose the game.
Oh, pull in, crystallize, awkward place. Roger, ice shards as well. Snowball, that's going to be on GH. And TP out is good.
He's good. Roger's getting really good at that.
Damn. I got to play me some more toss, man.
Yeah.
Roger's inspiring.
You're inspired?
Yeah.
You're feeling it.
I mean, we knew from game number 1, right? When Roger's not playing the Enchantress and Sineko's playing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason for that. We're definitely seeing quite the show here from Roger's Tuss so far. 10-18, a 3,000 gold lead. Na'Vi are up for the first time in this series.
That's got to be so. That's got to be. That's like a really cool leadership thing, I think. Because like for Sineko, the knock on him, I think from a lot of people I heard was like he was kind of a selfish guy.
Okay.
And giving up your role to somebody is like essentially you're not. Oh, they're gonna go on
that is
first.
a big duel.
Nice. And of course, this is the importance. This alone highlights the importance of having your mid tower versus not having it.
Yeah.
You can make these kinds of rotations, but as I was saying, it's like, you know, from a perspective, it's not exactly like this, but you're saying like, okay, you're better at this. You might be a better player. Like you can play the 4. You're giving up your natural role so that somebody else can, which I think is a very mature thing to do because it shows like I care more about the success of our team than I care about
my own personal success.
Exactly,
sure.
and I think that's so cool. And it's hard not to follow a leader that's very decent.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh boy, this is getting nasty. They gotta be careful. Miracle almost dies as Snowball comes in. He needs to be able to get off a Sunder of some sort. He actually managed to get the kill with the double damage, and they can still finish off this Roshan. Na'Vi gotta get into the pit now. Miracle just about to finish it off. Dendy lets loose the ultimate. They pull him back in, but Dendy drops low. Mind Control almost finished him off with the Ice Blast coming in. They're looking to be able to finish him off. They manage to get the duel. Takes down Dendy. Loses all his souls.
Lives.
Miracle. He stays alive through all of that. Picks up the Aegis. Doesn't even lose it. Na'Vi, what a disaster.
That DD, it lasted just long enough. I think he two-shot he two-shot Roger. Like Roger walked in, didn't even sunder him.
Yeah.
He's like, you are dying too low for this. Need fresh blood.
It also seemed a problem with souls, right? Because they got the dual kill on the SF and led to them going into the Roshan pit, right? And then Dendy's right next and lets loose his ultimate, and it's supposed to be fantastic, and he's got like 8 souls or something.
Yeah, it looks like a balloon deflating. It's like...
oh, this is going to be nasty. Ice Blast on the Crystallize. Oh, dear.
Oh, he's ticking down like
tick,
crazy.
Tick, tick. The urn and the Ice Blast is going to finish him off. There's no way. Kuro. He's maybe going to die here. General couldn't quite finish him off.
No, he's earned up too.
Snowball, see if he can get a good ice shards. Roger, no, he doesn't even try for it. Immediately starts backing up. They do have the steal from Sineko. Got pressed the attack onto Tuss. May have actually helped out his ally. The roll in, as a result, ends up hitting Dendy in the back line. Na'Vi, can they turn and fight it all, or are they just going to get run over by Liquid here? What a solid kick from GH into the back line. Both the Rubik and the SF. The rest of Liquid can try and get there, but unfortunately, they were too slowed down by turning on the Tusk as well as the Furion, netting themselves those kills, but lose out on the SF as a result. Still, though, big bad Miracles here with the Terrorblade. They're going to go for the tier 2 and just push straight to high ground.
And Liquid, they're just turning on the burners now.
Yeah.
Like, this is... It happened so quick, 0 to 100. At one point, Na'Vi up a very comfortable 2K. They won a pretty dominant fight in that mid lane, but Liquid just bounce it back. They take Roshan for themselves, and look at this. With just a 3K gold lead, they're able to immediately go for the high ground at just 18 minutes in. You slow down one hero, doesn't matter. Latama Man this time has a good game. Sineko just dies to duel. How much duel damage is there?
They've got a lot.
And they have not had souls on Dendy in a while. Like, Dendy has not had time to build up these souls. It feels like 3 minutes ago we were clicking on him and he had 9 souls, now he's got 14.
Yeah. It really is this blistering pace that Liquid is taking. Kind of feels similar to Game 1, you know, where Na'Vi were up in the laning phase, like they were winning that laning phase, and then Liquid just like, oh, hey, we're 5-manning you, and all of a sudden they take the lead. Na'Vi adapt, but now they're learning a new lesson from Liquid.
And the cool part is, like, you can see that they are learning from game to game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Liquid just plays this game.
Yeah, if we had a third game, maybe Na'Vi would be up until, 35, 40 minutes.
I hope that even if this game, if they end up losing it, that, like, they understand, like, the direction was still somewhat positive.
Yes,
like
it was progress.
The mid-game, it felt like the early to mid-game transition was a lot smoother than it was in the previous game. I mean, this is what Liquid does best. They don't the laning phase never has to go well for them. They're not some VP where it feels like VP is, you know, very contingent on the laning phase and just rolling on from there. With Liquid, it feels as though it just makes them stronger when
you beat them down early.
Yeah, they get like pissed.
Who the hell do you think I am?
I mean, you win a TI and you continue to play at this level, you get some level of respect from the other teams. But Liquid, they're going to take this top tower. They still have the Aegis on Miracle, as well as has the Manta style completed, and on top of that, the Metamorphosis in 5 short seconds. About to refresh.
All right, fast Blitz. How does Na'Vi formulate this defense?
They have to spam out the wave, which they did not do in time, and they've got to jump on the back line. But look at Liquid's positioning. They're just sending in their tanky heroes first and not allowing Na'Vi to get in there.
The Toxin, okay, that'll help out a little bit. Snake managed to steal that one, but maybe not. It's just really not doing any damage to these heroes. They're just beating down the melee ranks. Na'Vi are just not committing to this fight. They're going to let General have his time to be able to push into the tier 3. They don't want to take an engagement. They take this one and they lose, the game's over, so they're going to push for a little bit more time to recover, even if it costs them a lane of racks as a result.
I don't think that was fightable anyways.
Yeah.
If the positioning is a bit worse, then maybe, but there was no opening there.
Oh no, General gets spotted. Does manage to get off the silence, so he's good.
Ooh. Nice. That was really close.
Yeah, that was a quick reaction by him.
Yeah. But I think they made the right choice. Like, they kind of looked around. They're like, okay, maybe if someone's out of position, we can make a move on this. But it's really hard to jump on anyone since the LC Purge crushes your only disable.
Yeah. You don't really have the best of initiations right now. Where's our Chaos Knight at when it comes to items? Yeah, he doesn't have the Blink Dagger. I hadn't seen it yet. He's only got a Sanj. Kuro. Whoa, that's going to be a snowball roll in. It looks like they should be able to quickly burst down that one hero. Microcontrol actually gets tossed to the other side of the shards, pulled right back in by Crystallize. But still, Microcontrol is too damn tanky. He's got the armlet toggling as well, and to keep himself alive, and Roger actually running into Miracle there. He's got to run himself away out of there. What a beautiful Ice Shards. Actually still going to go from a tough event here. Dendy threatening the ultimate, but seeing the rest of Liquid back off, doesn't go for it. Oh no! What a nuke! He actually managed to come in and take 2! Oh man, Mind Control with the quick reactions there, getting that kind of play. Actually, Miracle still going to fight this one out, and actually just killing Roger with a reflection by itself. And you can see the damage.
Look at how good it is against the SF.
Jeez.
Like, this is why you like playing this kind of matchup. Like, it's so nice against the SF. The SF has to just run away at every time. Was already at half HP, has no chance of fighting that TB, with or without meta. And it was that last-ditch Mind Control nuke. Yeah. Where he fired it, it felt like into all 5 heroes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He softens them all up.
Kills the Chaos Knight. Gets a successful dual kill.
He did the math.
I mean, I love how quick his reaction and seeing the low HP.
Yeah.
And then
there was no hesitation. He knew that was going to be a bomb. Yeah. He dropped it.
GH trying to sneak his way into the side area here and see if he can get a better opening for its initiation. 15k net worth right now on Miracle, 23 minutes. He is large and in charge of this game, that's for sure. Another GH. He's got the Blink Dagger, so he may try some cheeky Blink kick forward into his team play.
Miracle.
Alright, sure.
That's quite quickly. That's alright. Yeah, why not? I see the idea. You know, you blink duel, Meteor Hammer.
Meteor Hammer. You've even got the Vortex to increase the Meteor Hammer's damage.
Just continue the damage. Oh, Dendy just popped his BKB.
Oh, dear.
And he still doesn't have max souls yet. He needs those to fight, but popping the BKB is really rough.
Nice shots. Damn.
Oh, he's still reflection. Okay. That's nice. But that's so unfortunate that he popped that BKB. They should know about this and just go for a fight. Like, you're never going to find a better opportunity than right now.
5-man
the ward
smoke
down.
Up.
Liquid
they lay the ward down, but they see it.
A ward coming from nowhere.
Retreat. And This will be a repeat of... Wow, there's the initiation from GH, but Crystallize is still able to get off a couple of spells there. Stuns onto Mind Control, big time nuke onto Miracle as well. What a good steal from Seneko, getting that press the attack. Looks like with the pull in, they might be able to finish off this Terrorblade, trying to get him. Yes, they finally take him down. Na'Vi have a chance to be able to take this still. Pull in. Oh, what a good play from GH, kicking back Matumba Man to safety. They're still going to try for this one. Unfortunately, Mind Control was able to blink ahead of the shards there. Hey, Duel. They managed to get the Shrine out, but the Ice Blast coming in. Good idea, General, but it just wasn't quite enough. The turnaround silence onto Rubik. GH hoping to be able to get that kill. Rolls past him instead, but Meteor Hammer onto two. Kuro, the genius. He knew it all along. He saw this opportunity come. Then he tried to let loose the ultimate. GH shuts that down. He denies the ulti. Oh my God. Seneko, he doesn't even make it out. It's a wipe.
I'm dying right now. I can't actually believe that happened. We were memeing about it, but that was the...
Meteor Hammer's such a dumb idea.
That was the only... That's like, mark it down in the history books. That is the only time I've ever seen Meteor Hammer have that much value. Oh, that was so funny. I thought for sure Na'Vi was going to crush that fight.
I thought so too.
Miracle was dead, everyone was half HP, and then Liquid just, they put the burners on, and they outplayed them so hard. Mind Control debates on the side, they get the easy pickup. Can we watch that again? Like, I don't care what happens in the next 30 seconds. It's irrelevant. They've gotten racks. Matumba Man's dead, that's life.
Matumba Man knows that life very well. Maybe he's not. Good kick from GH again with the save. Mind Control also there, and he managed to get the duel with the Ice Blast. They're going to be able to bring down Crystallize. Mind Control is just a beast right now. And now it's just going to be running over Na'Vi. That's it. Oh, man.
Okay, I mean, that was... The thing is, if we weren't 100% sure how it was going to work, there's no way that Na'Vi was clicking on an AA's items to like figure out what was going on.
Careful, guys.
Careful, guys.
Look out for those,
you know,
those game-changing
action
operational. I mean, you always told me. I mean, Kuro, he plays it as a carry, right? And so often he's been playing support over the last few years. He said he's a very greedy support, right? He wants to be able to carry.
Greedy dude. But I mean, that was the next level.
That's the next level greed right there.
Yeah, that was something else. Na'Vi does get 2-0'd, but somewhat promising games, and they're not out of the tournament just quite yet. Like, they still have games to play.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they still got and with the improvement that we saw from the first game in this series to the second game, hopefully we'll see a lot more of Na'Vi as they continue to climb through. So that is going to be it for this series between Liquid and Na'Vi. We're going to pass it over to the panel now for them to break down Liquid, see how far they can go, and if Na'Vi can make the comeback through this lower place.
Indeed we are. Thanks very much, gents. Yeah, great commentary as ever from the pair of you. And congrats to Team Liquid. They do come through this one with a healthy victory over Na'Vi. We'll break things down with our two members on the panel once more. Fogged and Gods are back with us. Gods, we'll start with you. How do you summarise the series?
Na'Vi come out strong and then fall flat, I guess. They have these good starts. Their early game looks solid, but then Liquid just makes some good calls, some good team fights in the mid game.
That was a better start this time. It had a bit more oomph about them early on, but again, still not enough.
Yeah, I think I don't want to say it came down to one mistake like the last time, but it did kind of feel like it again. Dendi was up on that high ground. They pick him off. Oh, look, a DD outside the Roche pit. This time Liquid gets the Roche, and then they're on a big momentum swing afterwards, and it feels like Na'Vi was kind of like just trying to tear back up at them, but it was, just Liquid making better moves after that. It was like, but they were on a huge advantage up to like that 20-minute mark, or 16-minute mark, 17 this time.
Yeah, it was a bit earlier this time.
Very similar though to the same like last time. So I think crisp that mid game up, and they are actually going to look pretty good.
Yeah, is that hero dependent, draft dependent though? Or, I mean, because it seemed like they had to. God's made the point. First game, they had to get a bigger lead than they had. That was true of that game too, wasn't it?
And they drafted for it. Like, they picked this offlane Nature's Prophet. This is a hero that the teleport mobility is, you're picking it to dominate the early game. Also, his laning stage is very solid with the treants. So they knew that they've got Nature's Prophet, they've got this Tricol lineup. They're against a Terrorblade who's not particularly strong in the early game. They can go off and apply pressure to Na'Vi, run at them, take fights. They did pretty good. There were a few times where Liquid got the better of them, but ultimately, even when Na'Vi's ahead in a game like this, it's not like Liquid are ever out of it.
Yeah, I mean, disappointing performance, I guess, overall, but Na'Vi might come out of this and think, actually, we did okay.
This
is one of the best teams in the world, and we kind of held our own for most of, like, 90% of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't want to say it was like down to like one mistake, but that one really was. It was so costly. Like, here we see it. This is the fight where they lose like 4 or 5 heroes right after losing Denny. They lose Aegis, and look at the swing. They would look. Na'Vi still has a little bit of a goat advantage after that, and then it becomes much harder for them.
Notable performances on Liquid for you?
GH played super well. I did like Kuroki's Meteor Hammer at the end there, of course.
That was nice, wasn't it?
That was pretty cute.
Yeah,
I didn't think of that.
The Viper felt a bit stronger this game. Matu didn't just get deleted from the game like we kind of saw a bit in the previous one, so
had a much better lane. The last one he was far behind, but this one he was actually ahead of the Shadow Fiend in the laning phase. So.
There wasn't a standout player that like carried Liquid this game though, and I think that really is testament that this Liquid team right now, it was off the back of team play, decision making. Like when they fought, picked off SF, go for Roche, it was much more the team decisions than
Blitz made the point at the start of the game. He didn't like the Terrorblade, the SF Terrorblade matchup. Didn't really feel that was going to be a good thing, and it kind of proved that way.
Yeah, it is really tough to play SF versus that hero, not even just for like the reflection, but it's like toward the later stages you just get beat down. You can't get into that hero. You walk in and he just eats you alive.
Yeah.
You're not really high armor.
Several of those kind of scenarios happened in the game as well, didn't they? Just not being able to get in there.
For me, I would probably, I don't think it was like you said, not really a huge stand-up player, but for a long time I always just feel like My Control does these spectacular things that you don't see a lot of other offlaners have the opportunity to get. Like the one before that, he was DK versus Razor. He's top 2 net worth. This one, he was left completely alone, pretty much top as a Legion commander, and he had a significant amount of farm and impact on the game.
Yeah. Overall, how do you look at this from a Liquid point of view? Obviously, it's another game on the notch on the road to getting to the final, because that's obviously where they want to get to. Have they revealed too much? Have they revealed anything at all that other teams can pick up? Because it doesn't seem like they really have.
Looks like the similar Liquid that we've seen from before after TI. Same kind of similar drafts. They put Matu on some hero that they can kind of sacrifice a bit. They put Miracle on some super carry. They make him shine. And then My Control also just is a boss.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's just a boss. Put him on whatever and he'll do fine.
Perhaps we saw Na'Vi with the pressure they put in the early game. That's, I think, a takeaway. Like, I think right now, Secret, Liquid go head-to-head. I think I'd still favor Secret based on how we've seen the two teams play.
Right.
I think same thing with VP. VP's a very early game laning centric team, so I think Liquid will have trouble with both those two teams.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Okay, let's bring you right up to date and show you the bracket as to where we are right now in this particular tournament, because we're playing through the group stages. If you're only just joining us at ESL One Genting 2018, we're playing through groups A and B, 2 sets of 8 teams. This is how it looks right now for Team Liquid. Having gone all the way through the upper bracket, they of course took down Penna Sports on the first day yesterday, Na'Vi today 2-0, and we'll play the winners of our next game, which is TNC versus Newbie. At the bottom of the bracket you can see Maneski came through with a 2-0 sweep over LFY earlier on, and EG had to come back from a game down to Penta Sports to claim their place in the lower bracket. They will play the loser of Newbie versus TNC. You see Na'Vi now drop into that spot and will take on Maneski. Just a quick look forward to that.
That's juicy lower bracket.
It's a really juicy bracket, isn't it?
I mean,
because now only one comes through from 4 teams.
Yeah, and you already see 3 of those teams, EG, Na'Vi, Maneski. And this group already, to me, was just like, wow, you've got 8 teams. The last place in this group is just like going to feel so bad, because the other group, I think there is a clear 2 or 3 teams who are pretty weak, at least compared to like the worst team in this group would probably get at least 4th or 5th in the other group, is how I see it.
Okay. I mean, we expected Penna to finish last, but I think they can take something away from the fact that they played quite well in that game.
Yes. I think for Penta, it was, I mean, the upset game, of course, was fantastic. I think they definitely showed some signs that they are a promising team to look out for in Europe.
LFY, on the other hand, more disappointment. They head back home.
Yeah, and like you say, it's more. It's been, since TI, just a downward trajectory for this team. It really is looking bad. They've just brought in new players, so maybe give it some time, see how OP does there, but still rough times.
Maybe the break will be good for them, right? Because Chinese New Year is coming up. Well, maybe they'll reset their minds.
Definitely looking forward to that
come
break.
Back. Yeah, I think they really need it.
Yeah, they absolutely do. No Chinese January for them, that's for sure. Nope. Thank you very much, gents. We're going to head to a break right now. We've still got one more series to come of the day, though, and we've left the SEA versus China battle until last. Newbie versus TNC is coming next.
Able to blink ahead of the shards there, Hey, Duel. They need to get the Shrine out, but the Ice Blast coming in. Good idea, General, but it just wasn't quite enough. The turnaround silent onto Rubik. GH hoping to be able to get that kill. Rolls past him instead, but Meteor Hammer onto Tower. Kuro, the genius. He knew it all along. He saw this opportunity come. Denny tried to let loose the ultimate. GH shuts that down. He denies the ulti. Oh, Seneko. He